We're back with another edition of Litter Media Live for this Tuesday. It's May 14th of 2024 with the icon Mike Smith and the producer extraordinaire off to my left, Mr. Hand 2, Aaron Landon. Where's my alarm clock? I'm Dan Ramey. Good to have you here today.
I could tell some stories on you, Dan, so we better move on.
That's right. We've all had our moments where alarm clocks did not work. He's leaned up to the microphone, and when you see me kind of get shadowed on screen, that's when Aaron's about to say something.
The eclipse is coming.
I was going to say something about how I was here before your guests were yesterday. Yeah. And so I let the guests in, and then we were sitting around waiting on you. But
yeah, that's the price of being the guy that runs the show. You get to do that sometimes. All right, welcome to the program. It is a Tuesday. We've got some light rain in the area. We have a feeling that's going to continue throughout the day.
Yeah, National Weather Service says there's actually a chance of rain each day this week through Friday and possibly even Saturday. Yuck. 70s, mid to upper 70s is the expected high most of those days. But, that's going to play havoc, I think, with some of the ball games, tournament games. Track, they'll run them. As long as there's no lightning, they'll get them in. But with
graduation events,
baseball,
parties.
Softball, graduation, just keep an ear out to the weather forecast and maybe get a tent.
And be prepared to get a little muddy at the Eagle Endurance Challenge on Saturday there, Aaron Landon.
Yes, I'll wear my mud boots.
Yes, and protective gear for the cameras, too. So we will do our best to be prepared for all that. For those of you that are just joining us for the very first time, we do this every weekday about 11 o'clock. Depends on when we wake up and get here. And then we jump into news topics as well as sports and take a look at this date in history, a little feature that we usually wrap things up with. And this is kind of a runoff from our old radio show that we had back in the days on News Radio WBEX, back in the day when they did local programming.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and we were happy to be part of that and happy to be doing that here today and providing that for you. In order to make all this happen, we have sponsors. So we want to say thank you to our sponsors, such as Haynes Total Healthcare Center. They're celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of this community. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on littermedia.com, and it takes you right to their website where you can learn more. That web address is hayneshealth.com. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good. Visit ChillicotheOhio.com for the Ross Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau. The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing the numbers 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, created in the memory of Bryant Bean's butt, call 740-703-0611 or email Jim Butt at jbutt6355@gmail.com. Stories that we will share with you today come from our website, littermedia.com, and also our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook and Litter Media X. So make sure you follow us on all those platforms so you can find out what's going on. I'm going to start with an interview you had yesterday morning.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday with Terry McCourt and also Alan Graves of the Chillicothe Veterans Affairs Medical Center. As we've done in some previous stories, this year is their 100th anniversary of being in Chillicothe, and the big celebration is coming up June the 1st.
So it opened up, obviously it started construction in 2023 after Camp Sherman, after the war. They wanted to open up as a way to give back to our veterans. And once construction finished, they opened up their doors on January 1st, 2024, and 15 days later saw their first patient out of Columbus, Ohio. So it opened, and then it started trickling really, really quickly. We started off with just over 520 beds, and then within 20 years, it was up over 1,200. So it grew quickly.
And again, that celebration, the big day is June 1st, although they have some preliminary activities going on, I think, earlier in the week. But June 1st also includes a Chillicothe Paints game that night, and they were showing us a special jersey that the Paints players will wear in honor of that celebration.
Yeah, and usually they have the military appreciation game sometime in June or July, but because of the celebration being on the 1st, that's when they're going to have this big shindig, and it's going to be a huge, huge one. I have a feeling this may be a record breaker.
Could be.
Because that's usually their biggest crowd of the night.
Yeah.
Or of the season. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and representatives from the Ohio Expo Center and State Fairgrounds broke ground on 2 buildings to revitalize the fairgrounds in Columbus, the Showcase Building and the new Agriculture Building. The projects are part of the long-term master plan recommended by Expo 2050 and its task force. Governor DeWine created the task force in 2019 to develop a strategic vision for the future of the 360-acre State Fairgrounds, which has been home of the State Fair since 1886. Now, you don't have the images there, but you can see some renderings on our website, littermedia.com, so make sure you go to the web story to see more.
Doesn't have anything to do directly with that story, but the OHSAA told us in that meeting I was in a couple of weeks ago that the fairgrounds, State Fairgrounds, is telling them they're going to put in a new basketball court in the big exposition center.
It's about time.
Because there's such a need for Central District teams to have somewhere to go.
A neutral site,
yeah.
You know. And this is really cool. And if you've never been to the Fairgrounds Coliseum for an event of that sort, they, of course, have the American Quarter Horse events in there. And if you go to the Buzzards Roost, where you would have to broadcast from, dust this thick would be up there. You'd have to clean off your place before you get broadcast.
You wouldn't want to take your snack up there to eat, too, because it's kind of messy. Yeah. Chillicothe is conducting a zoning code update, and the city wants your input. 1-hour sessions will be offered for resident groups specifically focused on the zoning code. If you're interested in joining, email planning@chillicotheoh.gov, or you can call 773-9708 to get in on one of those zoning groups.
Ross County Health District is hosting a Homebase Health Fair. You can slide right in to their home office at 150 East 2nd Street in Chillicothe on Thursday, May 30th from 3:30 to 5:30 for activities, including new mobile medical unit, which is, again, an open house for that. Also, downtown Chillicothe Fun Walk and the Ross County Health District program resources. The link to their Facebook page, the event is right there. You can find that on our Facebook page, and it takes you right to their event page.
So many people are asking, what is the impact going to be for the World Heritage designation that has come to our area? Well, Melody Young of the Ross Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau will be a special guest at Adena Mansion and Gardens Visitor Center Classroom. I think we had a picture of Adina Mansion up there if our producer would wake up. Admission is free to the event. If you'd like to get in on this, you can go to their website at adinamansion.com or call 772-1500. Now, that event is June the 9th, and it'll be at 2 p.m. That's not the Visitor Center. I thought we had a picture of the Visitor Center, but I couldn't find it in any of our media files.
You know, I don't know that I've taken a picture of it.
Because we've been in there for some presentations and things like that.
We should have plenty of images from inside.
Maybe that's something we can have our producer go chase down one of these days.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll be up there on June 1st for the Adina
Well,
Worthington's baseball game.
You'll have your ball clothes on. You won't want to get sweaty and go in there and scare off any of the visitors.
We usually go in.
Don't you have to return the ball that you're playing with to the trophy case or something like that?
When we win.
Only when you
win, we get a baseball.
So. They won't be in there then. That's right.
I think there's 4 or 5 baseballs in the trophy case. So we've won our handful of
This
games.
is all on Dan. He's the manager. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
Our road report takes us to Pickaway County. State Route 56 between 104 and 22 will close starting 7 p.m. Thursday, May 16th. So that's this Thursday, and it'll remain closed through the morning of Monday, May the 20th. Those are pavement repairs. Here's the detours. US 22 to State Route 104 to Route 56. And that's your topics.
All right. Sports on the way in just a moment. We've got high school tournament action continuing, so details on that and more in just a moment. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. If you click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, it takes you right to their website, which is accuratehvac.com, to find out the service territories and more. They have 8 offices in Southern Ohio. You are within their territory if you are in Ohio. Details on their website, accuratehvac.com.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Scioto Valley Dumpsters. If you need a dumpster, whether it be your business or your residence, give them a call, 740-253-8389. They'll bring a nice, shiny, orange dumpster to you and put it right where you need it. You fill it up, and then they'll come back and haul it all away. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. Time for sports. You all right?
In sports, high school tournament baseball and softball last night.
You were thinking about throwing the red season in the dumpster.
Well, I was thinking of I can't throw anything. My shoulder hurts. Softball tournament action last night. Division II district semis. Winners include Bloom Carroll and Licking Valley by identical scores, 10-0 in 5 innings. Division III, I think Wheelersburg scored 11 times in the first inning and winning cruise control, beating Huntington in 5-17 zip. Fairfield was a winner, so was South Webster, Ironton, Liberty Union, Portsmouth, Notre Dame, and Manchester. On the baseball side, Chillicothe Cavaliers saw their season come to a close, losing to Logan 7-2. That's not a softball score. This is a baseball score. Tays Valley beat Briggs 22-1. Westerville South over Groveport Madison. Yeah, what about it? Well, Westerville South now plays Lancaster, and that is tomorrow in the baseball D1 sectional finals, and that is at Lancaster. D2 sectional semi-winners were Fairfield Union, Loganell, McLean, River Valley. In D3, out of the Central District, North Union and Liberty Union were winners. That almost looked like a softball score there instead of baseball, 14-11. Miller, in the completion of a suspended game from Saturday, beat Nelsonville York, and 2 regular season baseball games last night. Jackson beat Miami Trace, which finishes their league season at 10-0. They'd already clinched the outright championship, but that's a perfect 10-0 season. And Huntington beat Circleville last night 9-3. The Huntsmen were crowing about that one last night, beating that big D2 school.
As well they should. When you look at those scores like 14-11 and everything, it's almost as if the coaching staff says, we can't stop them. We just got to outscore them and go at it.
Yeah.
So
one late note before Dan gets into the next one. The Division II track opening night at Meigs last night, there were a few teams in our coverage area that were there. Fairfield Union girls and Warren boys lead after night one. The finals are, I believe, this Thursday at Meigs. Night one of the D2 at Washington Courthouse is tonight, and that's, again, for D2 opening night.
Take your rain gear.
As I learned.
Just a heads up for you. Frontier Athletic Conference, congratulations to Jackson's Landon Smith, the Player of the Year for boys All-FAC Tennis for 2024.
And it's a complete list of all of those who made the team, including some from Chillicothe. Gabby Adams hit a second-inning solo homer and added a 2-run shot in the seventh to finish off the Red Storm's 5-2 win over Aquinas, Michigan in the opening game of the NAIA Softball Championship opening round. That is out in Indianapolis. That was yesterday morning. Didn't say when their next game is, but very likely is sometime today.
This is coming up next week, so you want to make sure that you're prepared. Sand Volleyball, presented by the Ross County YMCA. League sign-up is May 23rd, and then a quick turnaround because league play begins on Monday, May 27th.
This would probably be a good league to get in to get you ready for the big deal coming up later this summer in front of the courthouse.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Do we have to talk about the Reds?
We must.
Okay. They lost. Arizona 6-5. The Guardians blanked Texas 7-0. That's good, beating the world champs. And in the NBA last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers got beat by the Boston Celtics. So the Celtics now lead that series 3-1. And that's the Eastern Conference semifinals. Some people are referring to it as the second round, but it's actually the Eastern Conference semifinals.
All right. Coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at this state in history, and we go back to
1948. Some history that I think our world needs to know about again.
Mm-hmm. That's coming up. But first,
Litter Quality Propane, serving our area for 92 years, Southern and Central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people. Litter Quality Propane.
At Rathkamp Financial, we provide wealth management services that may ease clients' fears of financial loss and help them retire comfortably. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Dixie Chopper, speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Did you see that push-off he had there?
No foul. No harm, no foul. No blood, no foul. Yeah.
Come on, Grandpa. All right, coming up tomorrow, do we have a special edition tomorrow?
It's not going to pan out for tomorrow, no.
Okay. So we do not have a special edition, but perhaps next week for that.
But you have one that you're recording
Yes.
this afternoon that we could push out tomorrow.
Correct.
So I guess we could have an interview tomorrow.
Very true. Yeah.
Okay.
That proposed interview is with the Lancaster Festival. So
Deb Connell.
An opportunity to learn more about their event coming up in July. But first, let's take a look at what's happening this date in history in 1948.
Yeah. In Tel Aviv, Jewish Agency Chairman David Ben-Gurion proclaims the State of Israel, establishing the first Jewish state in 2,000 years. Ben-Gurion became Israel's first premier. In the distance, the rumble of guns could be heard from fighting that broke out between the Jews and Arabs immediately following the British Army withdrawal earlier that day. Egypt launched an air assault against Israel that evening. Despite a blackout in Tel Aviv and expected Arab invasion, Jews celebrated the birth of their new nation, especially after word was received that the United States had recognized the Jewish state. At midnight, the State of Israel officially came into being upon termination of the British mandate in Palestine. That was this date in 1948.
Sitting on the front pew of our church in service the other day before the service started, Dave Nicely was leafing through his Bible, and he hands this to me while the service begins. And we take a look, and he shows me a map of Israel sitting inside of the state of Florida.
Yeah.
And we tend to forget how small of a territory it is. If you look back when they left Egypt to claim Canaan land, they were told from this side of the shore all the way over there
to the river
Euphrates. And it was so much larger than what was taken. And so why they allowed themselves to be pigeonholed into such a small territory, there's a lot of things we could say about that, I suppose. I mean, in regards to why they didn't expand, it's usually called disobedience.
Or God showed, when he told Joshua to go across the river, and then you got Jericho and all that, it clearly defines Lebanon to the north, Egypt to the south, the sea to the west, river Euphrates, and that's the layout of the land today.
Yeah.
So God said, here it is, claim it, it's yours. Read your history, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the Bible, read your history as to what the Egyptians said about it and so forth.
They go hand in hand, certainly.
Yeah.
All right, coming up tomorrow, again, we'll have an interview with Lancaster Festival and also this daily program, which is Litter Media Live.
Yes, sir.
And it'll be right back here again, approximately 11 a.m. I'll be out tomorrow. I have some father-in-law's having some surgery tomorrow, so I get to be grandpa and keep an eye on Amelia.
That's a chore.
She hasn't even started school yet, but she's going to attend the Pickaway Ross Career Technology Center commencement practice tomorrow because I have to be there for that. So she'll get a chance to kind of walk through with the kids because I think Big Sister Paradise is going to probably help as well. So it'll be kind of cool. All right, that's it for the program. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching Litter Media Live.